Okay. All right. We will call the February meeting to order.
Hi, Marie.
Hi. And we will welcome our guest and Josh, and I'll have Judith introduce him. Wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Fine, thanks.
I think everybody has been provided a copy of the draft financials that we sent out. I'm just going to go over a couple things on them that I think are the most important part. I won't bore you with all the nitty-gritty details. In general, the statement is made up of two different components. You have your district-wide component, and then you have the government-wide. The district-wide component encompasses everything the organization does, and every liability that could potentially be owed on this date, that's what that reports. The government-wide is more relevant to you guys because it's everything that the board can control. So if we look at the report, if we go to page 1, that's where I'm going to start. Overall, your government-wide, your net position increased 78,000 from last year. So your total assets and liabilities, the net increased 77,000, and your revenue increased year over year, 95,000 or 15%, which is pretty exceptional. So if we go to the next page, and you can read through this, you can read through the entire statement. Obviously, I'm skipping through some of the details just because it's the same general format as the past couple of years, and I'm just going to touch on the areas I think are the most important. If we go to page 3 of the MD&A, the current assets and current liabilities is what I want to focus on first. Current ratio is usually a ratio we use to judge the financial health of an organization. Anything above 1.0 is considered exceptionally strong. You guys were way above this benchmark last year with 5.44, but then this year you increased that even further to 7.28. So just to restate that, 1.0 is the benchmark goal. And last year you were at 5.4. This year you're at 7.28. So from a financial health perspective, exceptional. Your capital assets, which you can see increased from 817 to 865. This is all your fixed assets and equipment. That increased mostly due to the solar panels that you guys purchased last year, which was mostly offset by capital grants that you guys received. So it was not from reserves of the library. You'll see, this is kind of what I touched on a little bit earlier. You'll see on this page, deferred inflows and outflows of resources. You can see there's a big jump in deferred outflows. That's largely a number that is out of the library's control. Both of those numbers are the result of the New York State employee retirement system. And the numbers change based on the state's actuaries' assumptions. So it's really just a number that we have to report, but it doesn't mean anything from a decision standpoint to the board. It's largely out of your control. That if you want to know more about that, we detail everything in the notes for the deferred inflows and outflows and GASB 68, and that starts on page 22. If you want a little light reading later tonight, because you're just like, wow, that was a riveting presentation, I need to know more. We both know it's not riveting stuff, but that'll start on page 22. And then the next page, page 4, this just shows kind of a line by line basis of how you guys changed in the summary format. There's nothing really too big that no significant variances that I'm going to touch on. If you guys have any questions about any individual variances, you can ask me at the end and I can provide context wherever I can. The last thing I want to touch on is at the end of towards the end of the report on page 33. Now, like I mentioned, there's a lot of notes I'm skipping over here, but most of them relate to that employee retirement system. And it's a reporting requirement, but there's not much that the board can do about it. But on page 33, I think this is the most useful part of the report to the board, at least. We're comparing the original budget that you had at the beginning of the year to the actual, and this is only for the general fund. So the only thing that's not included on this is your special fund, which is like your acoustic doorways, I think it's called, and your capital fund. So like the grants you got for the capital improvements and solar panels and stuff are not reflected on this schedule. This is all the other general operations of the library though. Total revenue, you guys exceeded your original budget expectation by almost 19,000, mostly because of the tax levy, but also partially because of your donations. And then expenditures, you guys were under budget by 47,000. Hooray. I wish the reason was better, but we all know the pandemic reduced a lot of the expenses for part of the year. And I mean, again, it's not much that we can do about it. It's out of our control mostly, but comparing the budget, at least it was favorable for us. And if you just go through, there's not many unfavorable balances, meaning things where we receive less revenue or overspent in areas. So it led to an overall effect of roughly 70,000 more revenue or net revenue than originally projected, which is exceptional. Given everything that's gone on and all the changes you guys have had to make, it's pretty impressive. Now I'll open it up to any questions that you guys have. If you have anything.
Do you have any recommendations for us?
Just overall, or?
Yeah. Anything we could do better with? Or?
I think the most, this is a review as compared to an audit where we go into all the nitty gritty details. But I think, so this is my second year working with RCS, and I've seen a pretty big improvement, I would say. And I think Bob, one of the partners, he worked on the job as well. We have gotten a very good working relationship, I feel like, with both Judith and Lori. And I think there's been a pretty big improvement year to year. And Lori can tell you that I've bugged her, I guess, about certain things. But I don't think there's any significant improvements that need to be made. Usually the improvements I have for organizations are related to controls or specific testing that we found out. But this is a review and we don't do those procedures. But just looking at it from a higher up level, it seems like everything is operating effectively.
Good to know. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She sent me an email at midnight on Sunday. So to give you some context, I was like, it's the Super Bowl. What are you doing? But I think we've set a good foundation going forward. Like even last year to this year, I've seen, and a lot of the concerns we had were cleaned up. So
Excellent.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
anything else? Okay. I guess there's one other thing I wanted to say real quick. Bob got your prior year file for the AUD filing, and he'll be working on that shortly. He said he's not sure if it'll be this week, next week. But our goal is to get you all caught up on AUD filings up till 2020 by June 30th. Right. We would love to get to you guys to the point where everything's taken up to date and taken care of. But I appreciate the time, guys, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Well, thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So we welcomed our visitor and anyone who's watching online. And so we will look at the January minutes to see if there were any revisions to them. Does anyone have any comments about the January minutes or?
One teeny tiny one. Under the Juneteenth information, it's just for a correction. The last dash mark would be noted that the Juneteenth is essentially an historical event. No biggie.
Oh, it's ahistorical.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was an.
No,
And
it's
historical.
Sorry, but
So no correction.
and Megan, I know you had something.
Yeah. Just a point of clarification. I don't know if I'm misspeaking, but in the attendance, it has me listed, and then I'm absent as well.
Oh, I forgot to take
That would be.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so I wasn't. I was not there.
I was using the other minutes, and I meant to delete
That's okay.
attendance. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. So.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought
I
it was
didn't hear
an.
what you just said, Judith. Right. Really, according to the New York Times book that I have, they say to use just the A, but that's okay. Okay.
Woo! That works for me.
Fine. That's fine. So we'll entertain a motion to accept the January minutes with.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as read,
As corrected.
corrected. Well,
Second?
yeah, that's right.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passes. We'll go on to the director's reports.
Whoa. Yeah, cabinets.
That was wonderful. I'm looking forward to this month. That's great. I'm in it. I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's. So, okay. So the responsibility is on the whatever, JAT or? That's.
Right.
Hmm.
So the
And let us-
state or village have nothing to do with it, right? Okay, that was where I was trying to go. Okay. That's what yeah. Right, that's.
I want to again thank Judith for having the foresight to have the flood insurance. I think that's. Yeah, that was. Thank you.
Really serendipitous. So are patrons not allowed in the library while it's wet? Oh. Well,
Yeah, and well, I expressed in my email to you was that, you know, that carpet, it's really hard to dry it out to the point of not just to the touch, but yeah, the mildew that can develop under there. And then you've got the odor, and then it's a coupled multiple problems after that.
What about the bottom of the book?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Really?
Yeah. So can kids come in to the library, or is it completely shut too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess my basic question was, with all the machines and stuff, is it safe for the kids to be in there? Okay. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
my God.
Oh.
Oh. Oh my God. Right, that's,
I will say, you know, it's going to cost us more to like go through the hassle of getting the table back and the money back. I would just say cut your losses, and maybe the next time you put a table out, say this table is not free or being sold. I mean, I
would chain it to the
if it's
building.
really old, like it's gonna cost you more headaches to go through with it, to like follow up with her, and if she's already denying it, she's gonna fight it. It seems like. So I would just cut your losses.
Does she use the library? Is she a walker? I mean, like, does she walk by to see the item?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
I think I guess I'm going to agree with you. She knows that we know that she, quote unquote, took it. I guess that's enough. I mean,
I would say if she used the library, I think her privileges should.
That's what I was going for. That's what I was.
But if she doesn't, I agree. Let it go, and get a chain, which I think is so awful.
I know, but well, you're taking my thoughts. I was going to say that. What about a lock? I mean, I know it's a table, but it's the principle of the thing.
Well, but I mean, you're not going to win with somebody who's got some psychiatric issue that we don't know about. And, so we're not going to, money's not going to fix that.
No. And going after her is just going to be more trouble than it's worth in the long run. I
think you called her on it.
Yeah.
She knows. And
I think she knows that she did it. We've got proof. Move on.
I just have to say, the audacity to like call you and be like, no, that wasn't, I don't know what you're like, oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. That's.
Thank you, Judith, for that little story. That was amusing. Judith, I'm sorry, Judith, can I stop you real quick? Just on that one page, what is YA audio, and does anybody ever take it? Like, what is it? Okay. 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 All right. Thank you. No.
Any other comments about any of the financial sections at all?
Have a housekeeping thing. So don't we need to have a motion on Josh's report?
Right.
Is that going to happen later?
We could do it now if you wanted to. We're talking about the financial transaction report.
No, not an audit, but the review.
Right.
No.
The last thing you sent, right.
No, but we do need to say something about the checks and all that. What do you call that? Yeah.
We're talking about the custom transactional detail report?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, that was the last thing that she sent us this evening. All right, so we need to have a motion to approve the report. Now, there are 3 reports there. One's January 17th, January 30th, and January 31st. There are 3 different ones in the packet. So for all 3 and those dates, we need to have a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve those 3 dates.
Second?
I'll second, Marie.
Okay, thanks. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
In favor.
Okay, opposed? Yeah. Motion passed. Shall we go on to the environmental policy? Well, no, we had seen this once before, and there were going to be some changes, but I don't know if indeed there were. I was trying to compare the first one to the second one. Perhaps the one about the materials management section, the first section. Judith, you probably could guide us. Are there any questions about the revisions to the environmental policy? If not, we'll entertain a motion to accept this policy
Marie, I'll make the motion. to
Okay,
accept the
thanks.
policy.
Thank you, Megan. Second?
I'll second.
Okay.
I'll let Russ get in there.
Okay.
Any
Okay.
way you want to do it.
Okay, all approve. The motion?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes for the environmental policy. Next, we'll go on to the pandemic operations plan vote. I know Judith spent an inordinate amount of time going through this. And this does have to be approved and I think signed and sent in. Is that correct, Judith? Okay.
Look at it this way, it's retaining someone's frivolous job.
Okay, so in essence, we're going to have this on file. Okay.
Don't move.
Okay, good. Okay, there it was. Okay, so Russ moved for that. A second?
I second.
Megan? Second? Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay, the pandemic operations plan passes. Budget preparation, Judith, did you want to cover that yet or not? Yeah, right. Right. Mhm.
It seems to me after Josh's report that, we're so financially flush that I kind of like to see it kept as close to zero as possible.
Judith, if I might weigh in, I agree with Lori. I'd like to see a little bit of an increase, but honestly, I wouldn't even push it to 2. I would maybe say 1% just to cover cost of living, raises, and that would be it. I mean, like Lori said, according to Josh's report, we're doing really well. I don't see the need to really hurt our public image with raising it any more than we absolutely have to, really.
I agree.
Russ, how do you feel about it?
I think it's fine to keep it as low as possible.
Right. And of course, that'll all be put in the our newsletter that we agreed upon at the last meeting. Well, no, I'm certainly not putting any pressure on you, but again, it's something that will that the community, I think, will respond to.
Yeah, so brag about it and say because our review is so favorable that we don't need to burden our taxpayers any more than necessary.
Right.
Oh, that's a
However, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Right. Okay, so we will anticipate that for the next meeting. And our final topic, I think, tonight will be the trustee outreach. And we know that there are going to be 3 seats open. And I do know that Lori said at the last meeting that she was willing to run.
Sure.
Although Sheila is not here tonight, she did email me about a week ago and said that it was all right to tell the board that she was not going to run. And then we have a 2-year opening. And Megan?
I'm really sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm really, really sorry to do this, and I hate to go, but this year's been really, really hard on my family, and I can't run again.
Okay.
Oh, Megan, we understand.
We do.
We'll miss you, though. You've been wonderful.
Yes. She is our effervescent member. Right. She's done a great deal, certainly for the library and for promoting the library. I mean, she's so positive, so energetic, and we love you dearly. I'm going to say that right out. I think you know that too. But we know that at a time when perhaps you can volunteer
Absolutely. I do. I did tell Marie when I was speaking with her about this. I do want to stay available for anything that comes up. I still live here. I'm still going to do the book club that is tiny but mighty. But I just, I had a few things that came up this year that I just require my attention, and I just can't in good conscience stay on the board, unfortunately.
Well, thank you.
I'm so sorry. But we'll really miss you.
We will miss you a great deal. And we want to thank you again for doing that strategic plan that we're involved in. She was really the catalyst for that. She really promoted it. She worked very, very hard for it. And so we want to all thank you for the number of hours you spent just meeting with people, because that is a Herculean job, let me tell you.
You did a great job with that, Megan.
Yes. So we thank you. Megan, but you'll be here for the couple more meetings.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I will not be crying at the next meetings. I would absolutely love to come back at some point.
I'm sure you will.
Probably not in the next couple of years, but I do have my feelers out for somebody. I'm feeling her out. I don't want to dump everything on her. But I do have somebody in the back of my head that I would like to at least come to a meeting and sit on and see if that's something that she'd be interested in.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I'd like to just comment back when I was on, I hate that I had to resign back in, I'm not sure, 2003. And that was just that my philosophy with the director at that time just did not match. So just kind of for the record, I don't want people to think that I quit for any reason other than that. I'm not a quitter, but...
No, you're not. No,
we didn't jive in philosophy. But I'm much better.
I hope all of us can at least think of someone and to reach out to people. I was going to reach out to Antonio Booth, who was on the board for a long, long time and was our president, to see if he has any suggestions. I have not reached out to anybody until we had this board meeting. And now that we know who's going to run and who's not going to run, we can start our public relations tour, I guess. What do you think, Lori?
I'm just thinking about the gals who were sort of the Friends of the Library ladies.
Yes.
Kate is her name? Is that her name?
Yes, Kate Robinson. Mm-hmm. Or Robertson. I don't know.
And the other gal who was such a dynamo with the 5 children, and she was.
Oh, I can see her.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I can see you right in front of me.
Oh, what about Alicia? Yeah. Good. Yeah.
So we have a group called Friends of the Library.
Yes.
Okay.
And it just didn't get off the ground. We had that maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, but it just didn't get off the ground. It was Terry Martin was very much involved with it, and Anna Marie Bonafide was involved with it. So, but it never did get off. It just never did get off the ground.
Another name that pops to my mind is, I can't think of her first name, but she taught my kids English, Mrs. Cording. Yeah, Cretia, yeah. Oh. Yeah, great. We had a lot of fun field trips with her. Susanna, that's it. Yeah. I don't know any of them well enough to ask them. I'm sorry to say, but I think any of them would be great.
Well, we will certainly put out our feelers for this, because it's going to be hard to replace Megan and Sheila right now. Sure. So we've been a very close board. A very tight board, actually. We worked extremely well. I mean, we were a real team, you know, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So we hope to get a couple more people on board who will be part of that energy and that respect that everybody has for one another and on this board. I think that's what's so very important. Yeah. So if we don't have any other comments, any miscellaneous comments, or if not, then I know Russ, as he did the last time, will make a motion for adjournment. There he goes.
Let's do adjourn.
Okay, and a second?
Aye.
Okay.
Second.
All right, Trish, all in favor? We are adjourned until March 8th.
Great.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Marie.
Okay.
Judith.
See
Thank you.
I'm sorry we're not going to have you on, Megan, but I'm glad you're getting your stuff together. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll miss you.
Stay well, everyone.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
stay well.